Okay, welcome students. So in this session we are going to see the maximum mode, minimum mode operation of 8086. So in last class we have studied the same thing almost, but here we are going to see some detail about maximum mode, minimum mode operation. So actually here two things are there. One is maximum mode, minimum mode operation, and the maximum mode, minimum mode configuration or system configuration. Two things are here, so don't confuse with maximum mode, minimum mode operation and configuration. Okay, operation is different, configuration is different. Okay, right. So today we are going to see the operation of maximum mode, minimum mode of microprocessor 8086. Okay, let us enter into video.
U.com.
Okay, so maximum mode, minimum modes already we have studied. To enable the maximum mode or in minimum mode, we have to use M1 bar MX bar pin. That is a pin number 23. So maximum mode is obtained by connecting M1 bar MX to low, that means ground, and the minimum mode is set by connecting this M1 bar MX to high, that is 5 volt. Okay, so the 8086 only have these two modes. Okay, right. So today we are going to see the maximum mode operations. Okay, right. Then before seeing that, we are going to see the signals of maximum mode and minimum mode. First we are going to see the minimum mode signals. Actually the pin number 24 to 31 have multifunction, so that we are consider the pin number 24 to 31. So pin number 24 is interrupt acknowledge, pin number 25 is address latch enable, pin number 26 is assigned for data enable, pin number 27 is used for data transmit or receive, DTR. Then pin number 28 is assigned for memory or IO, to select memory or IO, and pin number 29 for write operation, pin number 30 is for hold acknowledge, pin number 31 is for hold. Okay, so these are the control signals used in minimum mode. If we are using in maximum mode, these 24 to 31 has different function. These signals only for minimum mode. If you are using in maximum mode, this 24 to 31 has different function. Okay, we will see in maximum mode signals. Okay, then in maximum mode you are going to use some extra hardwares. First one, latches. So the IC number of latches is 8282. Actually in the latches are three numbers of, actually it's not 3-bit, three numbers of 8-bit latches are used here. Okay, so three 8-bit latches are used here. So these latches demultiplex the address lines. Actually in our 8086 microprocessor, the address and data lines are combined together from AD0 to AD15. Okay, so the latches are used to demultiplex, that means separate address and separate data. So both are single line, sometimes it will produce address, sometimes it will produce data. Okay, so the latches are act as a switch to enable the address lines. Okay, that is the demultiplex address lines. So the latches are operated by ALE signal. Latches are controlled by ALE signal. ALE means address latch enable. To enable the latch for address, that is a ALE. Enable the latches for address, that is ALE. So the ALE signal operate the latches to produce address. Okay, so this ALE is coming from 8086 microprocessor or bus controller. In maximum mode it is coming from bus controller, in minimum mode it is coming from microprocessor. then transceiver. So second hardware, that is second IC, is the transceiver 8286. The transceiver is used to control the data direction, data flow direction. So whether the microprocessor reads or writes. If it is reads, the transceiver acts as receiver. If it is write, the transceiver acts as transmitter. So DEN and DT bar R bar signals are used to control transceivers. DEN means data enabled. DT by R, that is used to whether the transceiver acts as transmitter or acts as receiver. That is indicated by DT by R signal. These two signals are used to control the transceivers. Okay, here we are two numbers of transceiver used in minimum mode. Then clock generator. What is the use of clock generator? Clock generator generate the clock pulses in the required frequency in which the microprocessor operate. So 8284 used to generate the clock. 8284 is a clock generator IC that is used to generate the clock pulses. Actually 50 megahertz crystal oscillator is connected with 8284 clock generator. Okay, so this clock generator also generate reset and ready signal for 8086 microprocessor. Okay, so clock generator is mainly used to generate the clock pulse as like in your heart. Okay, so our heart generate the pulses. If the heart stops, there is no pulses. Okay, same way the clock generate the pulses for 8086 microprocessor. Generally all the digital device is running based on clock. If clock is fails, the device fails. Okay, clock generator is the heart of the all digital device. So this is a block diagram of minimum mode configuration. That means minimum mode system. Here we are using three numbers of latches and two numbers of transceivers. So here this is a complete block diagram. So in this is a 8284 clock generator. This is a crystal oscillator. This is a symbol of crystal oscillator. Here we are using on resistor capacitor interface to set the frequency. Then along with the clock generator we are using wait state generator, that is used to generate some delay that is given to ready signal. Okay, then the clock generator connect with the clock of 8086 microprocessor, so it produces a clock in clock terminal. Okay, then here address and data buses are common buses are present here. So this is a D0 to AD15 address or data bus. This address or data bus is given to both transceiver and latches. The latches convert this address or data bus into address bus. The latches are controlled by ALE signal that is coming from microprocessor. The ALE signal control the latch and it produce address bus from 0 to 19. Similarly, the same address and data bus is given to transceiver. The transceiver is controlled by two signal. One is data transmit or receive bar, another one is a data enable. Data transmit, receive and data enable. These two signals are given to transceiver. These two signals control the transceiver and the transceiver produces a data bus. Okay, transceiver produces a data bus. Okay, then here we are having the control signals. Some control signals. These control signals are connected with the other device such as RAM, ROM, IO device, then DMA controller, etc. Okay, so these control signals are control the operations of entire read, write, data transfer operations. Okay, so the first signal is M bar IO bar. So this M bar IO bar is to indicate whether the data transfer present in memory or in IO. So it is act as a switch. If it is 0 means that is memory. Sorry, if it is 0 means that is IO, if it is 1 means that indicate the memory. Okay. Then second control signal is INTA, that is a interrupt acknowledge that is coming from some other devices. Third one is a read control signal or D bar. Okay, so third one is a read control signal or D bar, and the fourth one is write control signal WR bar. These two control signals are used to perform read and write operations. Okay, so this is a minimum mode system. Here this system is again developed by adding some RAM, ROM, IO device, etc. That will see in minimum mode system configuration or system design. Okay, right. Then this is a read cycle time for minimum mode. Actually you have to draw like this. Okay, so this is a clock pulses. Okay, clock pulses are in square wave format. So if you are performing read write operation, we are using totally 4 T states or 4 cycles. Here we are using one wait state. TW is a wait state. So wait state is mainly used for is to support the slower device. If some device are slower than the microprocessor, then microprocessor wait for that particular device response. If the wait is if the particular device is ready, then it will response the device. Okay, right. So the wait state is mainly used for slow speed devices. Okay, right. Here T1 is a first T state, T2 is a second, third T3, and fourth one is a T4. So in the first T state we are performing almost all the operations. The first operation is address latch enable is enabled here. ALE is enabled, okay, at T1 clock cycle. After that, after enabling ALE, so the latches are provide address bus. Latch provides the address bus. So the address bus address are loaded into address bus, okay, at T1. Then here the address bus are two division. One is 0 to 15 and another one is 16 to 19. Two things are there. So 0 to 15 is enabled at T1 and 16 to 19 is again enabled. So the both address bus are enabled at T1. Then after that, here the read is not enabled. Read is not enabled at T1. Similarly, data enable is also not enabled at T1. Then data transmit or receive is enabled. Actually here it is 0, that means it is a read operation. So R is enabled. So here it is 0, so it is perform the read operation. Okay, next one, the T2. At T2 the AL is disabled. Okay, AL is disabled for entire clock cycles. It is enabled only for T1. Then here the same operation is happen. The address bus is again present, and lower order address is disabled because it is enabled in a T1. After that, the read cycle is enabled. The read control signal is enabled, and data enable control signal is also enabled here. Okay, so these two things are enabled. Then after enabling the read control signal, the bus is reserved for data in. The bus is the data bus are ready to get data because we are using 0 to 15, D not to D15, because the 886 microprocessor is a 16-bit microprocessor, so we need only 16-bit bus. So the bus is reserved for data in, data read operation here. Okay, in T3 and the status is enabled, then here bus is reserved, and the remaining things are already enabled. Okay, at T4 here we are using the wait state at TW. So at the wait state, and the data bus loaded by data. So external memory or IO that load the data into data bus of microprocessor. So now the data is loaded at T4. all the signals are disabled. So data bus is disabled, and read signal is disabled, then data enable control signal is disabled, and the DT bar R bar is also disabled after T4. Okay, so this is a minimum mode read cycle diagram. So you have to draw this diagram in this manner only. Okay, right. It is very easy to draw. So first you have to draw the ALE signal for only for T1, then you have to, after enable the ALE provide the address. So address bus, okay, address bus is enabled. Here the address is 2 division, one is 0 to 15, another one is 16 to 19, that is also enabled. Then after that read DN, DN and DT bar R bar. This in the three control signals, only DT bar R bar only enabled, remaining two are not enabled. Okay, right. So at T2 the same process, and RD and DN bar both are enabled. Okay, then at T4 all the control signal disabled, so the process is closed and it is ready for next operations. Okay, this is a read cycle of minimum mode. Next one is a write cycle. So a read cycle and write cycle both are same, so only one different is the control signal. So the control signal, we are here in read operations we are using RD bar, in write operation we are using WR bar. That is only one different. And the second different is the direction is different. DT bar R bar is in previous one, in the read operation it is 0, that means low level. Okay, right. The DT for R bar is lower line, that means active low, so R 0. But in write operation it is logic 1 or high, active high. So these are the two difference between the read cycle and write cycle. Remaining everything is same. So don't be panic because the diagram is very larger like that. So it is very simple to draw read and write cycle. So very important question. So just understand what are the signals are present and how it is activated. Initially first we are enabling ALE is enabled, ALE enable address bus. Okay, then after enabling the address bus we can provide read signal or write signal. After that after the read or write signal we are enabling the data, enable DN. After that we are providing the direction DT bar R bar. Okay, right. So these are the things you can understand step by step. Every step is one by one. First ALE, second address bus, then read or write control signal and data enable, and finally data transmit or receive. Okay, right. 5 points are present in this diagram. Okay, right. Next one is the what are the things happened during T1, T2, T3 and T4. So during T1 the address is placed on the address bus, and the control signal M bar IO and DT bar MFSC by memory or IO. Okay, already we have studied this. Okay, right. Then maximum mode. Okay, so next we are going to see the maximum mode. What is the difference between minimum mode and maximum mode? The minimum mode is a minimum level of microprocessor operation. That means it is act as a single chip CPU. In maximum mode, the microprocessor perform maximum feature. Okay, maximum performance. It produces a maximum performance. So here when maximum mode microprocessor combined with the other processor, so it will provide some higher operations. Okay, right. So the microprocessor generate the control signals by using bus controller in maximum mode. In minimum mode microprocessor generate control signal by itself. Okay, right. Then in maximum mode you are using more than one processor along with a microprocessor, so that it is called as maximum mode. So maximum performance is achieved in maximum mode. Okay, right. So here the control signal is generated by 8288 bus controller, 8288 bus controller. So the bus controller get the input from microprocessor as status signal, that is a S0, S1, S2. This S0, S1, S2 provide the status of microprocessor, and based on the status this bus controller generate the control signals. Okay, right. Then the maximum mode signals. So already we studied in a minimum mode. In a maximum mode, the 24 to 31 we are having the following signals. The 24 and 25 is mainly used for instruction queue status. The queue status that indicates the queue status QS1 and QS0. So pin number 24 is for QS1, 25 for QS0. Then similarly 26, 27, 28 that is mainly used for status signal. Okay, pin number 26, 27, 28 that is mainly used for status signal. These 27, 26, 27, 28 directly connected with the bus controller. Okay, 8 already in the previously said 8 to 88 bus controller. Then 29 is used for lock signal, and 30, 31 is used for request and grant signal. Okay, request and grant signal. The request and grant signal is used for local bus priority control. To occupy the local bus we are using request and grant signals. Okay, right. So this is the maximum mode signals used in 24 to 31 in a microprocessor pin. Okay, right. Then some operation based on the some signals. Okay, so the request and grant is two things are two request and grant is present. One is request and grant 0 and request and grant 1. So in that bus high enable is 0, then A0 is the first bit of address bus. So if both are 0 means that is indicates word transfer. What is words transfer? Word means 16-bit data. Okay, word means 16-bit data. So the first for this first operation the word transfer, and the second one 01 upper byte transfer from odd address, and 10 lower byte transfer from even address, and the 11 means there is no operation is happened. So based on this way the microprocessor perform different operations. Okay, right. Then what are the components we are using in maximum mode? Actually, as like in minimum mode, here also we are using latch, transceiver and bus controller. Okay, first here using 3 8-bit latches. It is not 3-bit, 3 8-bit latches. The latches are mainly used to demultiplex the address lines. Okay, the latches are controlled by ALE signal. Okay, it is controlled by ALE signal that is generated by bus controller. And second one is a transceiver. Transceiver, two numbers of transceiver is used. Okay, the transceiver is to control the data direction, data flow direction, that is whether it is in a forward direction or in reverse direction. Okay, that is controlled by transceiver 8286. And the DEN and DTR bar signals are used to control the transceiver. Okay, so this is a data transfer control. And the next one is a clock generator, that is a 8284 IC is used. This clock generator provide the clock to 886 microprocessor. Along with the 8284 we are using crystal oscillator of frequency of 15 megahertz. Okay, so this is a clock generator, already we are studied in minimum mode. So this is a block diagram of maximum mode. So as like the name maximum mode, the diagram is also very larger when compared to minimum mode. Okay, right. But diagram is almost same as like in minimum mode. So the clock generator is same as like in minimum mode, and the wait state generator is also same. Clock generator provide the clock and ready and reset signal. Okay, after that see this is also same. The address and data bus A-D0 to A15 and A16 to A19 directly connected with the 3 numbers of latches. The latches provide address bus. Same way the same address or data bus is connected with the transceiver. The transceiver provide data bus. Okay, and the latches are controlled by ALE signal, so that is coming from bus controller. This is the only different. In a previous minimum mode the ALE signal is coming from microprocessor, but in maximum mode ALE signal coming from 8288 bus controller. Okay, then similar way The transceiver is controlled by DEN and DT bar R bar signal. The DEN and DT bar R bar signal that is provided by the bus controller. Okay, bus controller provide the control signal for latch and transceiver, and the bus controller is connected with status signal of microprocessor. S0, S1, S2 is directly connected with the status of 8288. Based on the status, it will provide the control signal to latches, transceiver and external devices. Okay, so external devices are such as memory read, memory write, advanced memory read, advanced memory write, then IO read, IO write, then interrupt acknowledge. These are the control signals generated by the bus controller. But in previous minimum mode, we are using few control signals. There is a read, write, interrupt, acknowledge, like this. Okay, but here we are using a lot of control signals. That is a memory read, memory write, advanced memory read, advanced memory write, IO read, IO write, and interrupt acknowledge. These are the control signals used in maximum mode. So only different in maximum mode and minimum mode is this bus control is present in maximum mode. Okay, so in minimum mode the bus controller is not present. Instead of the bus controller, the microprocessor itself generate the control signals. Okay, right. So this is a maximum mode. Then important control signals that is present in a block diagram. There is MRDC memory read command, MWDC memory write command, IORC IO read command, IOWC IO write command, advanced memory write command, advanced memory read command. So these are the command that is used in bus controller. These are the commands generated by the bus controller. Okay, right. Then read write cycle of the maximum mode. So the maximum mode, minimum mode is somewhat different. Okay, but the concept, everything is same. So in the maximum mode, the clock signals are same. Actually, we are using 4 clock pulses. Okay, T1, T2, T3, T4. That is a 4 T state. So the AL is same as in minimum mode. At T1, the AL is enabled. Okay, after enabling ALE, so it will provide the status S0 to S2, S0, S1, S2. The status are provided by microprocessor. So after enabling ALE, the status are provided. Actually, status is coming from microprocessor to 8088 bus controller. Okay, so the status is provided at T1. After providing status, the bus controller provide address bus. Okay, it provide the address bus. Here the A0 to A15 is provided. Here A section to A19 is provided. Okay, then memory read command is also enabled at T1 state. Okay, at T1 state, memory read command is enabled, and DT bar R bar, that is also enabled. So both the control signals are enabled at first T state, and the second T state, the AL is disabled, and yes, status is also active. Status is deactivated at T3 cycle. Okay, then the address also present, but the lower address is deactivated in second state, and the data bus is enabled here. Okay, the data bus is enabled. Actually, this memory this timing diagram for memory read operations. Okay, see, memory read command is used here. So we are using memory read command. So it is act as a receiver, transceiver act as a receiver by using this signal. Okay, right. So T3 the status is disabled, and again higher order status is enabled, S3 to S7, and the data bus is enabled, but the control signals are disabled at T3. At T4 all the signals are almost disabled, and T4 the next the status is active for next operation. Okay, right. So this is a read operation of maximum mode. So we have to draw the diagram as like this. Okay, so actually this is my own diagram. Okay, I modified. Okay, so the lines are important, the vertical lines are very important. If then only you can draw the diagram in this correct format. Vertical line is very important. Okay, right. Next one is a write cycle, memory write cycle. So here we are having extra signals are present. So generally here the ALE is activated before T1 state. Okay, actually before T1 state. So but we can draw from this line onwards. Okay, but we can draw from this line onwards. So at T1 the ALE is enabled. After that, after enabling ALE, the status is enabled. After enabling status, address bus is enabled. Okay, right. So the address bus is enabled here. The higher order address and the lower order address both are enabled. Then advanced memory write command or advanced IO write command is enabled at T2 only. Then advanced write command or memory write command or IO write command that is enabled at T3. Okay, right. Then data transfer here, that is high. The single line is mentioned here, but it is high. That means it is act as a transmitter. Okay, that is a write operation, so it is act as transmitter. Data enabled from the first cycle onwards, T1 onwards, the data is enabled. Okay, right. So this here we are using advanced memory write command, that is not present in read command. Okay, so the advanced memory write is very important in write command. Okay, so in order to write some data to memory or IO device, here we are using advanced memory write, advanced IO write. So that is an important control signal that is generated by the bus controller. Okay, right. So in this session we studied control signals, then block diagrams of minimum mode, maximum mode, and read write cycle timing diagram of minimum mode and maximum mode. Okay, so it is very important question. Many time it is asked in university examination, so students study well, they take notes. All the best. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe, like and share this video to your friends, those who are studying in other colleges also. Okay, so thank you. Please put like. Okay, thank you so much.